Alright guys, hope you all are doing well. Today it is a beautiful Thursday, I think, right? Today's Thursday. Man, my music is way too loud. What's up guys? I hope y'all are doing well today. I got my R2D2 can't talk. I got my R2D2 mug. Good morning. Cheers guys. Oh man. Alright. My wife cut my hair again yesterday. And my wife is not like a hairdresser. But I allowed it. Because it was time. But what's up guys? Let me catch up with the chat. Hold on. I'm slacking. What's up Alex? What's up Jay? What's up Rudy? What's up Best? Wes? Jeremy? What's up team? Good morning guys. Like I said, today's day 2, 1,000 shares. We'll see how it goes. Yesterday was green. I think today's Thursday, man. My days are all off since this quarantine and all that started, you know? Yeah, my music's too loud, I know. How about that? Is the music better? Is the music better? Let me know if the music's better. It should be better. I'm gonna pause it and listen to myself to make sure it's good. So hold on, I'll be right back. Alright, so yeah, nobody can the music's much better now. I turned it down. Y'all should be able to hear me fine now. But yeah, let's take a look at some stocks, guys. Yeah, my wife cut my hair last night. Let me know what you think. She cut my hair, guys. Yeah, I got you. About time for a haircut. Yeah, I know, man. It was time, dude. Listen, I used to be one of those kids that would grow their hair out as long as possible. And I would wear a hat everywhere. So I didn't ever have to get my hair cut. Because for some reason I thought my long hair was cool. As like an adult, like an older adult, you know, it wasn't cool, you know. I could have probably gotten with way more girls if I just cut my hair, you know what I mean? But hey, thus is life, you know. Alright. What's with the birds in this song, man? I hear the birds. There we go. Yeah, she didn't do a bad job. Alright, I got you. Alright, hold on. What's up, Luke? Yeah, a lot of people talking about mRNA, BYND. Yeah, mRNA, huge rip. I think I'm going to adjust the volume of these gap scanners. Mitch and I were talking about that yesterday, where these gap scanners have too little of volume. So let me adjust these things. I think I need to, let me see, symbol, volume today, configure volume, yeah, minimum of 2,000 shares per trade, per day. That's not enough. Is there a relative volume here? Alright, so this is 100,000 average daily volume on a 5-day period. Nah, it needs to have like 1 million. I'm guessing, right? So we got more. Relative volume. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna add that. All right, relative volume, what? Let's say, what? 2 times better than what it usually does. That should make the gap list noticeably shorter and have much better scans on the list, right? So like a relative volume of 2 to 1, you know? 2 times better than what it usually is. That should fix this. Let's see. Does nothing have better volume than that? Why? Did me doing that just seriously affect it that much? $1.5 maybe? That can't be. Alright, I'm gonna save this and then I'm gonna save this and then I'm gonna restart it, guys. Let's see if this works. No, that really is not, man, okay. Well, that ain't gonna work. 2 to 1 maybe? Maybe if I put 2-1 right there, it'll work. No? Well, somebody that's more well-versed in trade ideas, maybe you guys should help me out with this, because this ain't working. There we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this up. Whatever. I mean, it has the good stuff. I just gotta weed through the bad stuff. So that's okay, I guess. But yeah, mRNA. I'll go ahead and look up the catalyst behind this move. Alright, so this is a first quarter loss for mRNA, and they had revenue that went down. The CFO also stepped down, but they did get FDA clearance to begin their coronavirus vaccine trial. And so they had a lot of bad catalysts, right? They had actually, okay, so they had a tighter first quarter loss that got a little bit better. Let me rephrase that because I actually misunderstood that. So they had a tighter first quarter loss than before. So basically their loss got a little bit smaller. Their revenue went down, so that's negative. Their CFO stepped down, but they did get FDA clearance to begin the coronavirus vaccine trial. And so all things considered, mRNA is gapping up from 48.95 to 55.05. So a huge gap up here for mRNA. A lot of volume. I really like it, and I can trade it. I might trade it today. We'll see. But that's the news for mRNA. We'll see what happens with this one. I had it under ratio. That's exactly what I had it, right? Like, look. I go to volume today. I go to configure. And then relative volume. Oh, maybe this. This is min and max though, and so this is a 2 to 1 ratio, right? I want it two times better than what it usually is, right? I mean, I could do this, but nothing happens. Yeah, I think they said you can't do it in pre-market, so it's all right. I can have a minimum volume today of what? What's a good minimum volume so far today? I would say like 100,000. Maybe that'll weed some of this stuff out. Yeah, that's a little bit better. What's the volume today? 2.68 million. Let's see what WPX is. I'll let that determine. Yeah, because like WPX I'd like to see. So yeah, I think this is going to weed a lot of it out. This is a minimum volume of 100,000 shares traded per day. So 100,000 shares traded, that's a minimum volume. So that's not too bad. So we'll just keep it like this, right? But yeah, that was the mRNA news. We got GNUS here with a pretty solid gap up from 48 cents all the way to $1.20. And then the reason this one is moving, this one is Genius Brands. Yesterday in After Hours, something came out that said that Genius Brands International is going to launch the, quote, cartoon channel digital network across Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Comcast, Cox, Select TV, Dish, Sling TV, Tubi, Zumo, and more. And so they are launching what's called the Cartoon Channel. They also said that their International Rainbow Rangers toys from Mattel are going to debut at Walmart stores starting in August. And so yeah, they are launching a new channel. which is a digital network across Amazon, Apple, Comcast, Cox, Select TV, Dish, Sling, Xumo, and a lot more. So yeah, that's GNUS. That's the catalyst for it. We'll see what happens with it. We also have IO here. Ripping up here, which is ION, gapping up from 169 or 167 all the way to 283. Alright, so this company's just working on a coronavirus vaccine and treatment. Let's see what else we got. This ION. Is this BioNTech? Blood Sciences. Yeah, I don't. This is working on some type of coronavirus vaccine. It's hard to find exactly what this is. I don't see the catalyst. There was one that said. Okay, so it's Inovio Pharmaceuticals actually. Alright, so yeah, they're working on a vaccine for the coronavirus, gapping up from 167 to 287. We got TWLO here. TWLO, big move. This is Twilio, huge rip, strong move for TWLO. Yeah, it did. Increasing volume worked. It worked really well. So this is mostly the stronger stocks today, which is something I needed to do. But yeah, this is Twilio. And it says Piper Sandler lifts target on Twilio to $135 from $90, maintains a neutral rating. So it had an upgrade. Somebody else upgraded it as well. It had like 5 upgrades to around anywhere between 150 to 180. So in that range, that's where the upgrades were. It had put out first quarter results, actually. Had a huge jump in revenue that came out. It reported fiscal year first quarter revenue and net income that was better than Wall Street estimates. It reported a loss of $94.8 million or 68 cents a share, compared with a loss of $36.5 million or 31 cents a share in the year ago period. Revenue climbed, so it had a larger loss, but revenue was up 57% to $364.9 million from $233.1 million. So better than expected results for the most part for TWLO. We'll see what happens with this one as well. We got VIAC here. VIAC, I don't hate this one. This one doesn't look that bad. This is Viacom. Viacom owns Bellator, for instance. Like if anybody ever watches Bellator MMA, Bellator Mixed Martial Arts, Viacom owns them. They also own like a bunch of other channels and brands and you know, they own a lot. Also, pretty good news for YouTube overall here is that Viacom CBS is going to add 14 cable networks to YouTube. Alright, so it had first quarter earnings that beat estimates. It still had down revenue because the NCAA tournament was canceled, apparently. And so yeah, they posted, this is all quoting from Dow Jones Newswires, but Viacom posted stronger than expected earnings for the first quarter, and it's a New York-based media and an entertainment company. It said it had a net income of $508 million or 82 cents a share, down from $1.946 billion or $3.15 a share in the year earlier period. And when earnings were lifted by a tax benefit of a $549 million gain from the sale of CBS Television City, adjusted per share earnings came in at $1.13, which is ahead of the 99-cent FactSet consensus. But revenue fell 6% to $6.669 billion from $7.1 billion, but was also ahead of the FactSet consensus of $6.62 billion. Avenue revenue went down a little bit under 20% from the year earlier period. Affiliate revenue rose 1%. Domestic streaming and digital revenue rose 51 to $471 million, 51%. So yeah, they had results that came out were for the most part positive for Viacom. We'll see what happens. We also have Peloton here, PTON. This is everybody's favorite exercise bike with the TV strapped onto it. We'll see what happens with PTO in here, and we'll see why this move. It's gapping up from 38.03 to 45.11 here. Where does your news story come from? No, it's not paid. It's Thinkorswim. Peloton is up after good third quarter results. So I guess people are home. My assumption is that they're eating more, and so in turn they're wanting to buy more Peloton exercise bikes. I know from personal experience I've been eating way more. I might have. We ordered takeout for the first time in like 2 months, 2 days ago, and I literally ordered 4 pizzas, 80 chicken wings, and I think of those marble slab cookies from Domino's. Don't judge me, because they were all delicious, man. And I had not had fast food in like 3 months. Hey, shout out to Will, appreciate the sub, bro. But yeah, let me find the Peloton's news releases that came out. Hold on one second. Alright, so yeah, here it is. So this is all quoting from Dow Jones Newswires. It says, Peloton reported quarterly sales that hit 524.6 million, which was up 66% from the year before, thanks to a surge in sales from the exercise bike in the last few weeks of the company's fiscal third quarter as COVID began to spread. Sale of its equipment grew 61% to 420.2 million, even though the company stopped selling its treadmill on March 19th. The company had a treadmill. During the last few weeks of the third quarter, we saw a significant increase in demand for our bike, which has continued into the fourth quarter so far, the company disclosed in a letter to shareholders. So yeah, they're doing well because of the coronavirus. People are home, they're ordering these bikes. I get it. Interesting levels for this one, if we're really looking at the levels here, are going to be this big level here at 42. I think 42 is a pretty big level. The pre-market high at 46. And then if we look back a little bit with the 15-minute chart, I mean, I think we're at lifetime highs for this thing, man. Yeah, so we are. So we are well into lifetime highs for this stock. And so, yeah, it's interesting. There's not really any limit. I think 46 is the new lifetime high, technically 46.01. And I think all the whole dollars below these are interesting. So like 44, you could also check out like 45, and then wait for this range break. Like if you watch me trade the last few days, a lot of the time I'm trading range breaks. So I'm trading like this break right here. And I'll get in. Sometimes I'm actually waiting for the stock to push above this level and then come back down and hold it as support, and I'm dip buying a long setup there, and I'm just using a pretty tight risk, like maybe like down here, you know what I mean? And so that works really well. You just got to give it a pretty tight leash, but that is what I see for Peloton here. So we'll see what happens with this one at the bell. It's up a ton, and so I wouldn't be surprised if it drops a little bit either. Like I said, look for 44, 42. Worst case scenario, the previous close at 38, but I don't think it's going to get that low. I think if it does drop, it may be the lowest it'll probably get is 42, unless the market just crashes down. You know, market's up today, so unless the market just crashes down, I couldn't see it going and fill in the gap yet. Like I said, we got TWLO. We can look at some of these levels here as well. I also want to look at PayPal, but yeah, we have this right here. 152.50, which is interesting. We have this level here, and then we've got the high of the day up here. A good little lesson, guys, is that when you see a high like this, like I could use 158, and I think that probably is a little bit better actually. And so this range is what I would attack. If I was going to trade this one for TWLO, and I might. We'll see. But this is the range I would watch. Maybe this too. But those are the levels. This one's actually confirmed, these two, and so that's a little tight range breakout you might be able to attack here. And then obviously if it breaks down here, I mean, it's got a little bit of a gap to fill. So we'll see. For TWLO, we also have Lyft, and then we have PayPal. Lyft has got some really good levels to watch as well, specifically the whole dollar of 29. You've got this confirmed low right around 30. You got a little bit of a confirmed level there, but specifically 30.50 looks interesting, and then the high up here. That's the levels I would watch for Lyft. We have PTON. Did I go over that? Yeah, I did. We have mRNA, which is probably one everybody's watching today, and I think this one's put in some really good levels too, specifically down here at 53.50, 56. And, obviously the pre-market high up here is what I would watch. If it gets as low, I'd watch every whole dollar on the way down, but it does have a gap to fill here as well if it breaks under 53.50, down to roughly the previous closing price for mRNA. So we'll see what happens there as well. We also have PayPal here. A few people talking about PayPal. Big rip, strong move in the upward direction, kind of following the market here. And again, I like 138. 139 as well, really 140. So I like 138, 140, and then the high of the day up here at 142. I think that's interesting. Like I said, it breaks under here, it might have a gap to fill, and so maybe look for the gap fill on PYPL, depending on what the market does itself. And we can look up the catalyst behind PayPal. I don't think I've looked that one up yet. Alright, so PayPal said that May 1st was the largest transaction day in its history, but first quarter results were falling short. So PayPal put out earnings and withdrew first full year guidance. Alright, so the whole quarter total payment volume through PayPal platforms grew by 18% year over year to $191 billion. Revenue rose by 12% in the first quarter to reach $4.62 billion, which was slightly below analyst consensus expectations of $4.74 billion. Adjusted non-GAAP earnings came in at 66 cents per share, which was short of analyst forecasts of 77 cents. The GAAP earnings came in at just 7 cents per share, which was down big from 56 cents a share and falling short of analyst consensus of 38 cents. They did specify that the GAAP numbers included a 22-cent negative impact from taxes related to its Honey acquisition and a 7-cent impact from its strategic losses, primarily related to Mercado Libre, which is ABLI. GAAP and non-GAAP EPS also included a 17-cent negative impact from increased credit loss reserves due to macroeconomic projections. But 20.2 million new accounts were added. And so, yeah, with PayPal, they did see total payment volume, which was up, pretty big. But they did say that May was their largest day. This is what I just read is what initially caused this drop right here. Like, you can see the drop in after hours yesterday. That's what caused the drop right there. But then they put out some stuff that said, number one, the market rose. And number two, KeyBank upgraded them. They also said that May was their largest transaction date in history. So I guess that's all causing a bullish sentiment on PayPal. Yeah, so PayPal is seeing a record surge in new active user growth. And so yeah, they're seeing pretty good numbers projected for the future is what the cause of this push-up is, even though it had some bad numbers. But a lot of the bad numbers were actually due to acquisitions as well, and so you can't fault them completely from it. We also have LYFT. LYFT is ripping. Let me check the chat. I haven't looked at it in a second. What's up, team? What's up, James? What's up, Terry? What's up, team? What's the best way to get into PPL or PYPL PayPal? I don't know, man. I haven't really traded PayPal that much. I've been experimenting with different stocks lately, though, and so that might be something that I check out a little bit more. Oh man, let me fix the green screen, guys. I didn't realize it was a little off today. Hold on. But yeah, let me know what you think. My wife cut my hair. Let me know what you think, team. She cut my hair. Alright. MELI. And as you guys know, my largest gain ever the other day came on Uber. So I'll watch this one as well. Although I do like Lyft's volume a little bit more, if I'm being honest here. But look at this 2960 level. $30. And then the pre-market high is what I would watch. What's up, Mohammed? What's up, brother? What's up, Lucy, Joe? What's up, team? Alright. Let me go over the overall market news. Like I said, if you have anything specific you want me to take a look at, let me know. We got APDN ripping up a little bit, gapping from 940 to 980, almost break even though. We got Roku as well, media company ripping up here. And like I said, if we look at the market is up today. So we do have a nice squeeze in the market. And you can even see how well the levels I drew yesterday are holding in the market. Like, look at that. Nice little confirmed levels. But with that said, the market is up. I'm going to remove some of these and start a new fresh set, though, of lines. But yeah, we are gapping up from 284.20s all the way to 287.90s. And the market's looking strong. Big drop yesterday, but a big rebound today. And we're up nicely to 287s because of that. So I'll go over the overall market news here as well. Alright, so I'm going to go over a few numbers here. The first one's the ETF preview, and this is all quoting from MT Newswires. It says, quote, stock futures were firmer ahead of the open as market sentiment was positive amid news of different states and countries gradually reopening their economies. Investors are keeping a close eye on several economic data releases for the day, starting with the April Challenger job cut report. The prior level of announced layoffs was 222,288. And the data is already out for this, so I'll have to look to see what actually happened. Non-farm productivity, let me see when this is supposed to come out. Weekly jobless claims should be out already as well. Alright, I'm going to go over the commodities, and then we're going to look at the numbers that just came out. So crude is up over 6%. We could look at the U.S. oil fund and see that it is up roughly 3%. Yeah, so oil's up big. Natural gas is up 0.5%. The U.S. Natural Gas Fund is about break even, but actually it's been up since this came out, so we are up some today in that as well. Gold is up about 5%, or about 0.5%. Spider Gold Trust is up 0.2%. Silver is up 1%. The iShares Silver Trust is up 7%. So yeah, that's the commodity news today. Let's look at the overall market again. Alright, so unemployment claims did go up. Let's see. Continuing claims hit 22.65 million, which is up from 18.01 million from the previous week and far more than the 19.91 million forecasted. However, the figure's growth may be slowing, and initial jobless claims fell from 3.85 million to 3.17 million from last week, which was just above the 3 million expected and far less than the 6.9 million filed at the end of March. So yeah, that's better by about 25%. I got about 25% better, roughly. The decline has been sharp, which raises the possibility that we reach the bottom quickly, Michael Moran, an economist at Dawa Capital Markets, told the Wall Street Journal. And more than 33 Americans have applied for unemployment since the state shutdown began, with the 4-week average jobless claims at 4.17 million. Economists anticipate a record unemployment rate in Friday's April economic report. In conjunction with the jobless claims, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that non-farm productivity fell 2.5% quarter over quarter, and that figure was far better than the economists had expected, which was down 5.5%, but significantly worse than the previous period's 1.2% rise. It reflected a 6.2% decline in output and a 3.8% decrease in hours worked. And that was all quoting again from BZ Newswires. So that's the numbers today, guys. We'll see what happens. Market is up, showing some bullish sentiment because of it. Again, if you have anything specific you want me to take a look at, let me know, and we can go, watch that stuff. morning, Jovan. How about AMD and MU? Some dude's girlfriend cut my hair, and I'm not sure if it was even worth it looking into the mirror. Honestly, I'm happy with mine. Like, my wife cut mine. It's fine. She didn't do bad. You know, it could have been worse. You know what I mean? And so I'm happy with it for the most part. She did good. I don't know if I'm gonna let her do it once this is over, but while I'm home, I'm not going anywhere. You know, it's not like I'm going out on a date or anything. You know. Morning, John. How about AMD and MU today? I don't know. They're kind of quiet this morning. We'll see. Just gonna wait for some trends, some volatility. It's gonna depend on what the market does a lot of the time. Tiny asked, am I gonna short PTON? I don't know. I mean, probably not. It depends, right? I think it could drop because it's up so much, but it did have good numbers to justify this move, and so, you know, it could drop. It could hold. We'll see. I'm just gonna try to react to what happens instead of predict, because predicting gets me in trouble a lot of the time, and so I'd much rather just react to what does happen, which is kind of the trader I am anyway. What's up, Kiddis? What's up, Leo? Pre-market, I think it begins at 5 a.m. Central, 6 a.m. Eastern. It begins from 4 to 9:30, so 4:30 Eastern. So, what is that? That is 3 a.m. my time. Any thoughts on space? Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think the biggest level here is obviously the new highs that it formed. I think this level is confirmed 3 times in the last, little bit. And so we have this level, and now this high up here. And so I think, you know, if you're going to trade pre-market, watch for the break of that. I think we might get some momentum and a surge, specifically over the whole dollar of 19. So not only is it a triple top, but it's also the whole dollar of 19, and so when all those kind of setups are going on simultaneously, it usually gives you a little bit more momentum on the upside, and so I would watch for a $19 break here. If it pushes up and breaks, I would watch for a squeeze above that, and if I was trading it, maybe trade the range in between that and the previous closing price right here. You know, look for the breakout of this range. As long as this range holds in pre-market, it might break and rip this early though. And if you're trading pre-market, maybe you can take it, but that's the range I would really attack. Is you can see this big previous closing price level at 1850, and so yeah, that's what I would watch. It's got a nice little defined range for you to attack, and then if it does break over the previous closing price, the next level, in my opinion, is this right here at 1820. It's got a lot of confirmations there as well, but this is what I would watch. I hope that makes sense. Sneaky day with AMD. Let me check it out. Hold on, guys. AMD has some new news. I don't see AMD moving that much, really. Alright, so AMD delivers ultimate performance and work anywhere flexibility with AMD Ryzen Pro 4000 series mobile processors. This is just an advertisement for AMD. I don't have an AMD chip in my computer. I have Intel. AMD's a better chip, though. But they did have a catalyst that came out just now, like 2 minutes ago, for AMD. It's not a real catalyst, though. It's just a fluff piece pushing this thing up, so we'll see. Like I said, we could look at some other ones like Uber, OSTK, which is Overstock.com. These are all interesting, and these are some old levels that I have here. But the whole dollar of 18, obviously, and then 17 right there. Watch that range, and then the previous closing price here, obviously, as well. We got Zoom. Zoom here, looking really strong in pre-market. Look at Zoom rip. Recently, in the last 2 minutes, this thing has gotten a lot of volume come in. relative to everything. And so the reason for this is that they put out something that said that they're going to acquire Keybase, and they announced the goal of developing the most broadly used enterprise end-to-end encryption offering. And so yeah, they put out something that said that they are going to acquire Keybase, which is a secure messaging and file sharing service. And the acquisition of this exceptional team of security and encryption engineers will accelerate Zoom's plan to build end-to-end encryption. And this is all quoting from Zoom Press. Will accelerate Zoom's plan to build end-to-end encryption that can reach current Zoom scalability. So yeah, they are acquiring a company and they're ripping up. Does Keybase have a symbol? Is it public? Alright, so it says Keybase brings deep encryption and security expertise to Zoom, and they're thrilled to welcome them. So interesting. So yeah, they're acquiring Keybase, and that's some, I'll watch this one today for sure. Not as much volume as I would prefer in pre-market, and it has a huge range. This is one of the scary stocks where if you buy 100 shares, you could literally be down $500-600 with 100 shares. And so it's a good lesson on analyzing the range of different stocks, right? Because you take 100 shares with this thing, you could be in trouble. And so we'll see what happens, but interesting for sure. Yeah, no worries, Marcus. Yeah, me too, Miss Tiny, honestly. Yeah, for sure. We got WTRH ripping up a little bit as well. Penny stock, so maybe that one might be beneficial for some of you. Ripping up right now. We can look up the catalyst behind this one too. Like I said, if you guys have anything else specific you want me to look at, let me know. I'll look at it. This is Waiter, so it's the food delivery app. They had a $25 million prepayment and conversion, and the company's long-term debt outstanding will be approximately $107.8 million. They reached an agreement with their debt holder, Luxor Capital, for the company to repay $12.5 million of senior secured credit facility, and so they're going to have less debt in their books. They put out first quarter revenue of $44.2 million, first quarter loss per share of 3 cents. So it's interesting. It's too cheap for me though, not really my wheelhouse per se. We also have Roku here. Roku looks kind of strong. So specifically watching 129. This 129.80 level, 130.50, and then this 131 level. We could look a little bit deeper and see if we have any moves. So we're pretty close to the highs lately. Alright, so we are at 131s right here. The next big level that we're going to run into is 132 maybe. Maybe 134 actually. I would say maybe I'd play it safe, put it right here. And so that's the closest one to watch. It's about $4 up. It's a pretty big move up. You'd have to hit way up here, but that is a pretty big level at 135 that we should watch for Roku, I think. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I said, if you have anything else, let me know. Just kind of looking at a few other things here, see what we can get. IO spiking. Yeah, penny stock. Yeah, and this one looks really strong. It's kind of a parabolic mover so far, so if you like trading these big parabolic movers, this is kind of the one. But yeah, harder to get a range. It's been moving up so fast. All parabolic means, just to show anybody, if you hear people say parabolic move and you don't understand what parabolic means that it's rising faster each day, right? It just means that this is a parabolic curve, right? It means it's getting higher and higher and steeper and steeper. That's a parabolic curve, right? That's what parabolic means. Now, in trading, a lot of the time, traders use it to describe stocks that are just running up big and have huge percentage gains, and that's kind of accurate as well, but a parabolic curve is this. It's when you see it's getting steeper and steeper as it goes up, right? That's parabolic. And so showing a little bit of that in pre-market. Everybody, Luke, let's do it, bro. What's up, Rodrigo? Spaceman, what's up, dude? RTXJ. But yeah, should be a fun day. We'll see what happens. Let's see what my account's at. Like, I know I had a win yesterday. It was my first day trading with the larger size like that consistently. But I think I probably lost after commissions, honestly. I can't remember what my account's at. Yeah, I lost like $30 after commissions, which is okay because, you know, I'm still learning here to trade large like that. And it's going to take me a little bit of time. But yeah, I'm still learning. It's going to take me a little while. And today, again, I'm going to try to stick with 1,000 shares consistently. I mean, I have a ton of room in my account. You know, my account has almost $9 grand in room from it. And so, you know, that's the real thing that I'm excited about is that I have so much room that I can take big size. And just like yesterday, I'm going to trade with 500 to 1,000 shares minimum. Yesterday, I don't think I took anything under 500 shares, and I think that's what I have to stick with today. And I got to learn how to do it, you know, consistently and make my money, and that's going to be a process. And so this week, I'm just considering this week a learning week. You know, it's a new week. It's a week where I'm learning as much as I can. I already did mRNA. I think, yeah, I already did mRNA. This had positive. I think it had FDA approval for its vaccine. Research. There's something like that for mRNA. It had FDA approval. So yeah, mRNA had revenue went down from 16.03 million to 8.39 million, which was worse than the estimate of 17.09 million. They attributed the decline to cumulative catch-up adjustments in revenue and the timing of the amortization of deferred revenue. They did reaffirm their 2020 guidance for net cash used in operating activities, though. But the big news is that they received FDA approval to push ahead with the COVID-19 vaccine trial after mixed first quarter results. So they did get FDA approval, and I think that's the big news. Huge range for this one. This one's got a huge range. You know, this one's going to move a lot. And again, I'll tell you guys this. I'm not going to buy 500 shares of this stock. That's an easy way for me to lose thousands of dollars very, very quickly. And I'm not trying to lose thousands of dollars very, very quickly. So we'll see. But I might trade it. This is the one stock where I'm not going to take that big size. And so, wish me luck, guys. Still going up, you're not buying? I'm mostly a day trader, man. A lot of time I'm shorting, Alex. PTLA. Alright, so the big thing you want to understand, Steve, with PTLA is that this looks like it was a reverse split. It was either a reverse split or an acquisition. And since then, this one has had no volume. This one's range has been so minuscule, it's a little bit unnecessary to trade, in my opinion. You can see it looks like it was a reverse split of some sort, maybe a 2-to-1 reverse split. Let me see. I'll look up the actual catalyst from a few days ago, but that's what PTLA looks like. What day was this? This was the 5th. Maybe not. Maybe this was first quarter earnings, but am I missing something? Okay, so actually it was an acquisition. Okay, so yeah, I thought it was a split, but it was actually an acquisition for 18 cents or for $18 a share from Alexion. So Alexion agreed to purchase PTLA for $18 a share, and so it's an acquisition, and so it's good news. Anybody that held this stock is going to profit from it, but at this point, you know, the range is so small, volume so light. You know, look at the range. Like yesterday, the entire day, PTLA moved 5 cents, 8 cents tops. It moved 8 cents yesterday. I can't trade that. There's nothing to trade. I'm gonna have to take huge size just to get anything. It's just not my style. I don't think it's most people's style either. And I think the range is just too tiny, unfortunately. We also have Net here. Net gapping up from about 25 bucks, a little bit under, 24.95, all the way to $27 even. Let me get Mitch in here. Yeah. Nah, I mean, I can't trade in pre-market anyway. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I have my own style, and listen, trading's one of those things. And listen, I'm not criticizing anybody here, because like I understand, like, people are just trying to help. You know what I mean? But like, trading is one of those things where you're gonna encounter everybody trying to tell you how to trade, right? Everybody's gonna try to tell you how to trade. Everybody's gonna want you to trade their strategies. You know, and like I said, you all are just trying to help. So I'm not even talking about you, but if you're a trader, you're going to constantly have people kind of pulling on you to trade their way. But the big thing you want to understand is that if you have something that works for you specifically, for your personality, if you have something that meshes well, that you can profit consistently from, the definition of insanity is continuously trying the same thing, expecting a different result. And by that logic, it would be literally insane for me to say, hey, I know this is working, but I'm gonna go do something else. You know, I know I've made thousands of dollars in the past few weeks trading like I have been, but I'm gonna go do something else. You know, and so with that said, I think I just gotta stick with what's working, and I would be crazy if I didn't. You know, no matter what anybody says either. You know, and I think that's a good lesson on kind of sticking with your style in trading if it works. You know, like, you could always choose to branch out, but you always got to remember what your bread and butter is, and you got to remember not to just kind of turn back on that, and you know, stick with what works is basically the overarching point here. What's up, Mitch? Yeah, no stress, Steve. Yo, what's up, dude? All right, guys, we got Mitch here.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? I have a lot to run through, a little bit of time, so I'm gonna go a little quick. If by any reason you guys want me to slow down on anything specific, just let me know. I'll slow down, but other than that, I'm gonna run through my stuff real quickly for you guys.
All right, well, put it on the left screen just so we can make it a little bit bigger, because when you have two, it kind of makes it harder to see, I think.
Left one?
Yeah, the left one's probably better. There you go.
It's easier?
Yeah, it works. All right. Here, let me get the volume right, though. I had to turn the volume down. Let me know. All right, that should be good. Let me know what the volume's like, guys. I think that should be good. All right, we're ready.
All right, guys, what's going on? Traders, how we doing? It's good to see some new faces in the chat. Always good to see some new faces. Say hello, especially if you're new. It's always good to see. So today, guys, we got a lot of stocks running. Let's go through some stocks right quick. So first one, let's talk about one that we've been very bullish on for quite a while now. Peloton, man. I started going bull on this one and calling it when it was in the 30s and 31s. It was even on Monday that I was looking to buy this one back on the pullback to 31. We got a major rip out in this one. Now it's up there to 45, and we were dead on accurate about this one. COVID play for sure, and it's just been going up, and I think now you need to look for a pullback maybe to the 40s to hold, but in the long term, Peloton looking strong. The outlook is definitely strong, and the story is supporting it right now. I always look for stories. The story's hot. Definitely the story is definitely hot in this one. All right, guys, another one, airlines still coming down. I'll pull the airlines index here. You can see the airlines. We went down to the bottom in March. We popped up here to the high. kept trying to break through the highs, keep going closer towards the supports and supports, closer towards those March supports. If you see the major airlines like LUV, it broke major support. UAL actually has a major support right underneath it at like $22. So today is going to be very interesting to see if it breaks 22 and keeps heading down. Another one you can watch in this industry, you got DAL, Delta, and also. So what's going to really take is a big, massive volume day through those supports to really push us down through kind of lower lows than even the market bottom. So that's what I see in the airlines. Same things happening in the cruises, CCL, Carnival, really getting hit. I could try to find the cruise index right quick, but I'll just keep rolling through. CCCL really getting hit. RCL getting hit. The worst one, really, one that I expected to do the best, actually. NCLH releasing news that potential bankruptcy worries. This is concerning because I don't think they're the only ones that have these bankruptcy concerns. I think you might even see Carnival release news. I think Royal Caribbean's still hanging on, but Carnival's definitely looking weak too. If you're in these long term, I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you about that, but definitely NCLH releasing bearish news. Another one you can look at today, rise in Lyft. Lyft is actually up on earnings today. We'll see if it keeps going up. You got Uber reporting at the end of the close today. So maybe if you see a rip in Lyft, you might get some sympathy play in Uber. All right, guys, another one that we can look at is CNK. This is Cinemark Holdings. These are the movie theaters. I'm still short biased on these. I have an alert set for me today. If it cracks 13 and heads through that 1260, I'll get an alert. I think eventually we'll see these movie theaters down towards $10, eventually even down towards $7. So that's the way I feel on the movie theaters. You got CNK, AMC in that sector. We also are going to be looking today. I'm going to be looking to short the gambling stocks. Gambling index starting to head down, finding resistance up there. I think if it heads down through this support, we're going to start seeing these gambling stocks head down. The one that's tradable for me that I want to be looking at is SGMS, which is Scientific Game Corporation. Look for this one to break down through 11, heading down towards $10. If not, it could break out today towards the 13s. I think this one's either way. Gaming has been doing better, but I think in the long run, their demand is going to go down just because the spending is going to go down. People are not going to want to gamble as much, I think, in the long run. But hey, we'll see if this one heads down. Another one, earnings, Hilton and lodging. You could look at the resorts and lodging. Now the Hilton stock set to rally after a profit beat, but revenue fell shy and dropped 23%. This one's going to be interesting. I think you could watch for a downward turn at 70 to look bearish, up here to 76 today, and you could see Hilton turn to bullish. There's big investors in Hilton, so watch for the lodging today. I'm also going to be watching for financials. Financial services starting to crack down this trend line here on the index. That's what I'm really paying attention to. I think financials will lead us down when we finally do break. So stocks in this sector, the weakest one, WFC, Wells Fargo, and one that I'll be looking to lead the sector down would be more like Goldman Sachs. It keeps holding up here. If you see this one just start heading down towards 170, 160s, I think you'll see the financial sector also follow. That's going to be it for me, guys. If you guys have anything you guys want to go over specifically, you guys can always ask me. BYND, yeah, man. I'm a bear turned bull. and there's a reason why. I called this out on Tuesday, and look at the change, man. Tuesday, this was the Harmy day. I read news on Monday afternoon, and I put it up even in the chat room that, hey, even sometimes the bear has to change his call, and I changed my call. It was looking bullish. It had really good news. I read about them getting debt, kind of more capital to raise capital, and that's important. If you see a company raising capital in a time of crisis, that means that they have an opportunity. They're going to go ahead and try to meet the demand of the meat shortage, and that's why you're seeing this spike in BYND. I think you really might see a spike in this stock. I mean, look at how much piled in yesterday, 40 million shares. This is a good sign for it. I think you could see this one possibly getting a rip to 150s, maybe even 200 in the long run. I said it'd never get back there unless it got a really hot story. And what did it get? A really hot story. Meat shortage. Meat shortage is not something to play with. It's something that actually supports every single stock that is in this industry. And when I see things like that, I think positive, because it's not just to one competitor. Every single one will get an uplift from this. Impossible Foods, Beyond Meat. There's a Kroger brand for kind of meat alternative. All of them are going to get a lift because the demand is now going to increase because the supply of meat has been decreased, bringing prices so high that they're going to actually kind of give you an alternative to matching the price of meat with that alternative price meat. And if alternative meat is going to be cheaper, you just might see consumers change. This is going with PayPal. PayPal run. You want to see the rocket of the day? People think it's PayPal. It's my Twilio stock, man. When I first started trading, look, I want everyone to see these lines and when I drew them. I drew these lines in September of 2017. People don't believe me that I like this stock at 30. I used to like this stock at 30 back then when I first started trading. And look where it is now. This is called a long-term investment hold that, man, I'll always look back at it and be like, man, I believed in this company when it first started. It was struggling in 2018, 2017. People said it was going to go down to zero. I thought it was going to hang around. And man, look at this stock. What a rocket.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think I went over this one too, pre-market for TWO. I think the really interesting level is 158. That one has like a lot of confirmed areas there. And then I think I like this range for TWLO. Like, I think if it breaks over 158, we might get like a nice surge in momentum. But if it breaks under like 150, it's got a little bit of a shadow to fill here. Like, it has some, an area void of support and resistance. And so we do have a little bit of, room there if it does break underneath that. Yeah, I know I was muted, guys. I'm back.
Yeah, guys. I mean, I will always go back to this. I can't even believe. I like that it tells me at least that I really created these lines in 2017. It's almost like, man, $30 to 160. Now that's a stock you can pass down to your kids.
All right, guys. Here's the bell. It's coming up in 5 seconds. So good luck, team. Let's do this. Like I said, 1,000 shares today, guys. So let's do it. Let me get everything rolling here. But yeah, we'll watch the SPY. We'll see what happens, and we'll try to get some trades from that. There we go.
Is the rocket starting up? I hear it.
Yeah, man. You hear it every morning, man. Bell rings. Thinkorswim starts eating memory. SPY's popping up. It's up to 288. 288's testing that. I think the interesting level for the SPY is the pre-market high right here, but it's pushing up right now. We'll see what happens. We are at 288.18s. Gonna watch AMD, MU, kind of the same stocks, but we're also gonna add TWLO on the mix. We're gonna add PayPal, and we're gonna add Zoom today on my list of stocks to watch. PayPal's dropping. Oh, PTON was
Like it could be the first red day.
Yeah, sorry guys, I had it muted. I'm back. Sorry, team. We've gotta have like a specific opening song that we just play every opening. Alright, PTON breaking down a little bit, breaking under the lows.
Alright guys, looking for a fade in Chegg. I need a bounce here. Just gonna risk off this 60-65. Trying to get in near 60-55s.
So AMD is the stock of the day that has the most volume out of the ones I usually trade. PTON is breaking down though.
WFC by VWAP.
I gotta get hotkeys set up. I might do that today after I trade. MU breaking up highs. I'm gonna push this up, guys, to where I can trade multiple stocks at once, like I did yesterday. I think that's gonna be a little bit better.
It went to 49, man, and just didn't fill me by one or 2 cents there. Great fade there on Chegg, but just didn't get filled.
Market just squeezed up. That's going to drag everything else up. Market just ripped highs. So watch that 288.50 level in the SPY. But we just broke highs in the market. Look at this. So,
all right, guys,
remember,
just missed huge fade in Chegg. Huge fade in Chegg there. Missed it by a cent or two. Had it really planned out perfectly. Just didn't get a fill.
All right, so here goes the SPY breaking that pre-market high level I talked about. One I'm looking at is MU. Sorry, let me get that down. One I'm looking at is MU. On a rip, if the SPY breaks up here, I might watch it. With 1,000 shares is what I would jump in MU with. We need the SPY to actually firmly break this 288.50 level, though. It's trying. Like I said, I don't mind taking 1,000 shares of MU. We're scaling up in size. Market's rejecting, so I'm going to wait. No matter what MU does, even if it rips up, the market's not following it. So yeah, there's the drop. So that's why I waited. Market got rejected. Remember, I said this was a big level. If we break it, we might get a surge. If we don't, it might reject, and it's going to turn into a resistance. So now this is an especially strong level at 288.50 for the market. AMD is breaking under lows. Alright, and I might jump in AMD under 60. It's a little extended out in the lows, but market's turning away. It actually is trending a little bit against the market right now. PayPal broke over that high pre-market level at like 142, it looks like. So, yeah. AMD ripping up. Kind of dragging MU up, so I kind of missed it, unfortunately. Maybe I should have taken it, but That's alright. AMD on the washout long. I don't hate. Look at that rejection in Peloton. SPY's turning around too. You know, ideally I'd like to short some stocks as they break lows of the day. I think low of the day breaks in stocks are a lot stronger than high of the day breakouts. Hey, appreciate it, JJ. We love you too, bro.
Alright guys, financials flipped from the morning. Now it's positive, and actually the high is from the open. Financials. The only one that went negative from the open is healthcare and consumer defensive.
AMD's trying to break the $0.50. SPY's trying to push up and break. I might take AMD with a little bit waiting. Hands over the get an entry button. But we're going to wait for the market to squeeze up here.
LVS pushing up a significant amount, guys. So you can look for maybe the resorts and gaming to come back today. It's pushing up there to the 48s, holding pretty well.
Alright, AMD just broke under these lows. I jumped in with 500 shares. I'm going to keep it pretty tight. There we go. We had a quick breakdown. We didn't quite break it. Let's see if we can break underneath it. See if we reject here is ideally what we want to see. A rejection right here in AMD. 57s. Man, it's swingy.
Seen Hilton come back down there. It's looking good.
I'm gonna get out here. $35 loss, very small. I took it and it just didn't break. We got a quick bounce there. I didn't hate the entry, but I got in. The market break-in might actually make it a little bit more favorable, and maybe I'll look for another entry on AMD. But 35, very small. Didn't like how it immediately rebounded there.
Looking for a bounce to get filled here in HLT on the short side.
Hey, appreciate the sub, B. Welcome, man. Appreciate the love, dude. Yeah, it looks like me getting out of AMD was the right move, I think.
Trying to get filled here in HLT.
All right. Market is squeezing up and testing that 288.50 level we talked about.
See a big pop there in LVS, guys. So it looks like the resorts and gaming doing really well. Yep, looking good there.
I think the microchips are trending against the market. It's hard to tell.
Well, one thing is technology is definitely gone. It's on its own bullish ride.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't even pay attention to the SPY for tech, really. Look more at the NASDAQ, the QQQ. Trying to get in here, and Hilton didn't get filled there on that pop to 72.90. Wanted to get in there.
Hey, appreciate the sub, Markio. Remember, guys, hit that like and subscribe button. We day trade live on stream every weekday morning for free on YouTube. We are not experts or gurus. We teach people what works for us, and we do it all live so you guys can see our journey of traders. And so if you appreciate that free content that we put out, hit the like and subscribe button, team. We got 56 likes. We got 420 people in here. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Let's do this. All right, MU testing lows here. I might short into this if we can. There's Peloton breaking lows.
FLIR broke down there. You could look for that one to come back to VWAP.
All right, here's my 1,000 shares, guys. I just jumped in 1,000 shares of MU. I'm pretty nervous in this already. Not really my style of trade. It's a little bit larger for sure than I usually take. Ideally, we want to see a breakdown under 47. Whew. Too stressed out in this trade. Oof. I'll give it one more second to see if we get the following backdrop, but about to get out. Yeah, I got out. Down 170 on the day. Still pretty small, all things considered, with 1,000 shares, but I barely got faked out. I think my nerves are getting to me a little bit, and I think I should have waited for a little bit more confirmation in that one. But it's all right. Like I said, last week I'm up 6,000, so $170 loss is fine. There's the market squeeze up, so I might actually look for some long setups now. The market is actually breaking that 288.50 level I talked about. But man, my heart is pounding with these trades. I got to get used to the size.
Shorted a little bit there. Shorted a little bit there in Hilton. Short in Hilton at 78s. Risk is right above this at 73.10s. I have a stop place at 18s. Good rejection there. I'm looking to add now, guys.
Excelsior. You watching Silver Linings Playbook? It's a good movie, man. Yeah, I'm alright. Like I said,
this Hilton.
Nothing's gonna keep me down. You know, it's been a good week.
Definitely, Chegg was a good fade today. Missed it at the open. Looking for it to bounce back. Looking for FLIR to bounce back. But in this Hilton.
You guys are two roos trading the truth. Don't be nervous in the service. Yeah, I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Nah, listen. To put it into perspective, guys. So far this week, I am up about $5,000 in this account. Right? I'm up about 5K. And overall in this account, I'm up a little bit under 9. And so with that, if I want to make any real money from the market, I got to scale up. 1,000 shares has been my goal for a long time. And so with that, I'm going to trade 1,000 shares and I'm going to keep it risky. I think my max loss on the day, I'm going to keep it around 400 or 500. And I'm going to try to actually step it up and start taking some swings because that's the whole reason I got involved in the market, is to make money. And I've been trading for years. I've been consistently profitable. And it's going to be a little bit of a transitionary period. I'm going to trade a little bit more nervously. My heart's going to pound a little bit more as I condition myself to get used to trading bigger size like this. But again, I think it's understandable and necessary, and you know, it benefits you all because you all can see me trade large and you know, see what it's actually like for somebody learning and growing. But again, to put it into perspective, I'm up 5K this week, and so you know, $170 loss is minuscule relative to that.
Our guys looking great here. Now we're looking to add here. Looking to add near VWAP, which is 72.60. See if we get a pop up here, the 60s. I'll go ahead and add. Looking for a breakdown of the low, which would be the 72s breaking down, guys. There you go, heading towards the low. Let's see if we get a good momentum move straight down or a pop up to fill us some more.
AMD dropping down some. I might attack AMD under 50. I think I need to wait for an actual firm break though. I don't want to get it caught in another fake out bounce at the bottom.
Yeah, remember, everything went from like kind of red to green today, so just be careful with that.
Well, most of the stuff I'm watching actually did the opposite. Most of it actually went from green to red. Same like AMD did, MU did, Uber did.
Yeah, you're looking at the one sector that stays hot, the tech.
Yeah. Well, that's why
everything else though. Yeah, everything else though. I was talking about the overall sectors. The only one that started today. So the leaders that went green from the open financial services.
Sorry, bro. I just took 500 shares of AMD and I'm scaling out of a little bit right now. All right, I got out the rest. I made about 50 bucks. I'm down. I'm only down 120s now. Sorry, bro. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Just financial services led the push. Tech is like kind of in the middle, so you'll find some that are up, some that are down. But really, financials flipped.
Yeah, for sure.
They started going straight back up. All right, guys. We got a low there at 72.01. Maybe should have taken profits or put an order out there, but it didn't get on the ask. I wouldn't have got out. I'm looking for it to crack that. If not, if it comes back, we could just cut it.
All right, so I'm looking at MU again. If it breaks that 47 level, I'm going to jump back in it. Trying to scalp the bottom here.
All right, let's see if it cracks these 72s here.
All right, I'm in with 1,000. We're going to see if we get a nice breakdown here. If it fakes me out again, I'm just going to have to leave this one alone. Right,
don't like that bounce there.
Eights. See if we get a rejection.
Holding a little too much there. It hit the bottom of the low of the day. At least for my strategy, execution wise, we should have taken some off there. So got to be smart now.
Dies, and so it's going to be a little bit of a transition. Ideally, we'd like to see a squeeze back below it, but there's 47s. I'm going to let it test. I'm not going to be too I'm going to try to trade it like I normally trade these. I'm going to get out there. I see some volume come in. So still pretty light. I mean, I'm down 200 bucks, but I'm learning. Like I said, my max loss on the day now is going to be 400 to 500, and so I think that's fine. But AMD continues to fake me out there. Not AMD, MU continues to. AMD actually broke down really nicely, and so I might attack that one a little bit more because AMD's staying more in like a neutral, choppy range. Like I said, guys, I'm still learning and growing. It's been a while since I've ended the day down in gross profits, and so if I follow up a $5,000 week with a $500 loss, I think I'm gonna have to be okay with that.
All right, SGMS just broke up the high alert, so it's breaking out there.
So just bear with me, guys. It might be a swingy, emotional day, but it'll be a fun day. Did it do it again, man? I think it did. All right, I am in with 900 shares of MU. I think I'm being really stubborn, but this thing has faked me out a million times. Maybe I'm... it doesn't look bad, but it just keeps chopping me out. Ideally, I'd like to see it fully drop down here, and I'm up a little bit, but it keeps chopping me out. So we're going to take profits fast and try to get a green trade under my belt with this one if we can. Exit's going to be over 46 or 47. There we go.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll be adding to Hilton soon here. Probably at 72.70.
I just got out of a little bit with MU, holding 500 shares left, 400 shares. Gonna get out a little bit more there, holding 200 shares left. I'll hold the rest, see if we get a nice breakdown from it.
All right, good rejection there off VWAP there for Hilton. Good rejection there.
All right, we got 80s. I got out, so I'm only down 135 again. Finally caught the move I was initially waiting for it. I think that we'll have a better time trading, but wanted to get that in and finally made a little bit of my money back. Still pretty small overall relative to what I'm trying to do, so we'll see what else we can find. I think I need to be a little bit more patient with my setups now, but I'll put Mitch up all,
All right, guys, this is the trade that we should have either added at VWAP or taking it off. Being a little slow on execution this week, so just got to stay tight to the plan.
Yeah, I mean, and for everybody saying don't revenge trade, it's not really revenge trading. What it is, though, is that I'm a scalper mostly, so I'm taking very short-term trades, and so during this build-up of my account, one thing I've never had a problem with doing is jumping right back into a stock if I think it looks better. And so sometimes I'll get faked out, I'll jump right back in, and I'll make my money back. And so it's not revenge trading, it's just seeing good movement. I'm usually not very emotional about it. Like I remember I lost $300 and something the other day before I started to make big swings like this, and I laughed at myself. And so I think I'm usually pretty good at not getting super emotional about it. If there is one thing that a flaw of mine, it's patience. I think I lack some patience with it, but again, overall, I'm scalping, and so if a stock fakes me out and then looks good, I don't have a problem getting back in it either. It is what it is. Maybe it is revenge trading, but I don't think it is. I think I've been doing it for a few, months now, and it's been working out fine. So,
I mean, I always look at it like this. I'd rather pay commissions on a trade than just lose on it consistently. It's okay to cut it, come right back in it.
Right.
Cut it, come right back in it.
Right.
There you go, guys. Just got that crush down through 72s. Looked like I should have added at that VWAP, guys. That's why I'm trying to improve on execution. You got to try to improve on it every day, because taking some off there at 72 on the first drop, then adding the same back at VWAP there, we would be up over $200 for the day today on just 50 share usage. All right, guys, just took a little bit off there. Not gonna let the rest of it work down. We need it to hold 72.20s now. I really wanted to come down to the next level, which would be down towards 71.25s and 71.
I'm looking at AMD right now. It's testing the previous closing price, and the only reason I'm not going to jump in it is because the market's actually squeezing up to test highs. And I know tech's not really following the market that closely, but even stocks that aren't following it usually get a short-term, there's the move up, but a short-term squeeze in that direction with the SPY. SPY just broke highs of the day here, guys. So I might look at Uber now. Try to find something that trends. Hey, how did I change it and it stayed? Weird. Alright, but yeah, market just squeezed up big. Broke highs. I'm watching Uber here to see if it starts to squeeze up with the market. I'm going to take 500 shares of Uber down here. I'm in with 500 shares.
All right, guys, we'll look for this just to crush here.
about break even in this one so far for Uber. I'm going to keep my risk very tight with this one though. I'm trying to trade off of the SPY's volatility. See if we get it or not, and I'm just going to get out if we don't.
All right, guys, above 72.20s will get me out. I'm trying to let this just crack down through the lows and keep cracking and fading all day. But you always have to tell yourself kind of a limit if you're trying to push the reward, where you can come back and take it and not be upset that you just pushed the trade.
There's fours. Uber swinging. I'm going to get out there. $25 loss small. I don't like the pullback. I was looking for it to maintain over this 303 level, and it just didn't. So, no stress. Ideally, I'd like to get to the point where I'm trading and I can make the, $1,000 a day is what I would really like to get to. And it's just going to take a little bit of a transitionary period. People think that trading is always green, and it's really not. And like the reality is, especially when you're scaling up like I am, there's going to be a slight transitionary period. I mean, I'm not risking anywhere close to my account, but there's always going to be a slight transition from smaller size to larger size. And during that time frame, I know they say you got to have no emotions, but you're going to have emotions for sure. And it's one of those things that's the whole point of scaling up, is that you learn to manage your emotions as it gets higher. And so with that, there might be a little transition where I'm nervous, where I'm taking profits too fast, when I'm trading too much, whatever. But in the long run, I'll get to the point where I can trade this size consistently like I have been. PayPal bouncing. Beautiful VWAP bounce on PayPal.
All right, guys, set a stop to go ahead and cover position if we get above 72.10 now. We broke down to the 71.70. I think the next stop for us would be down closer towards the 71.50s, and then I'll take it off if we get down to that level.
All right, so I just jumped in another 1,000 shares on MU, and the reason I did is because I can use that previous high of the day up there as my risk. So I'm in with 1,000. I'm going to take 600 off if we get the breakdown here. There we go. I'm going to get out half there. Hold the last 400 shares to see if we get a nice firm breakdown below the lows of the day, ideally. But can hold the rest pretty close to break even, and I don't mind taking another 200 off if we can here. And so, already took some profits from it. Like you say, I'm taking profits way too fast from these, but that's all right. 88.
Remember the early part of the morning? It's almost better to do that, John. I know it might not seem smarter, but early part of the morning, it's better because you don't get those continuation moves unless it's extremely right at the open. So right now we're in the in-between where you're breaking supports, you're breaking resistance. So those usually, remember, John's not trying to go for a huge continuation play. He's just trying to scalp momentum.
Right. I just jumped in 500 shares of AMD as well because it's testing that previous closing price, and I'm going to use my risk above that previous closing price.
All right, guys, have a stop here at 72.10. If it bops up here, we'll just get out. If it cracks down below to 71.50s, we'll also take that profit.
Let's see, I'm just in with 500 shares this time of AMD. See if we get a breakdown, ideally under the whole $1.52 is what we want to see now.
Hey, like always, guys, if you guys are watching us and new to the channel, definitely hit the subscribe button. We do this every single day, guys, telling you our positions, being absolutely live for you guys. Just like there's no other out there, guys. Definitely check us out. Always, we're trading here, tell you guys what we're looking at in the morning. And usually those are the stocks we trade in the day. So definitely stay with us, guys.
Yeah, I got squeezed out of AMD, but I got out. I took a $45 loss as opposed to a $150 loss, so I'm happy with that. Like I said, we'll see what we get. It's still a very small day relative to everything I'm using. I'm down 18 cents on the day, so pretty light, and I'll get used to it. Appreciate it, JJ.
All right, guys, just stopped out of Hilton. It could bounce back to VWAP there. I'm not going to stay in it. I'll take that profit, $34 with 50 shares. That's not bad at all. All right. Seeing a little bounce there in Hilton. I got out though, guys. Chegg breaking down again.
Alright, I just jumped in another 1,000 of MU. I don't like that squeeze in AMD, but I don't hate this resistance level that we have above it at 47. See if we get a breakdown under 46.90 would be the ideal situation. And I'm getting a little bit more used to it, and the losses aren't bothering me as much as before, so we'll see what happens, but slowly kind of getting used to it here.
Yep, that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't mind taking $300-400 loss today. I just got to get used to it, and it might be a little bit, and that's okay. But we're just going to try to slowly condition myself to trade this big of size, and it's going to be a little transitionary week for sure, but I've got enough room in this account to not stress about it.
Yeah, try to find that middle path, you know. There's always a middle. There's too much, there's too little, where you're feeling that right now. You're like, I don't want to go too small, but there's also too big. So
Yeah,
if
sure.
you can find that middle spot there, it's just going to make you feel comfortable.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like always, like we talk about, like if you don't feel comfortable with the money that you're losing and winning, that's usually because you're risking too much. And so right now, John's going through that process of having that emotion hit him. Like, man, I'm not used to losing this much. So,
Right.
or winning this much. It's just the swings are crazy right now. So, and that's what this channel is really about, guys. It's about you guys seeing the experience that we're going through. Sometimes, you know, we're riding that up wave. Sometimes we're going to struggle a little bit, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I just took 600 off there. Still holding 400. Gonna let the rest break down. Ideally, I'm down to 75 if we can get that. That's ideal situation. I don't know if I'm actually gonna get that or not, but you know, holding 400 shares left. See if we get a larger breakdown. There's 85s. Let's see if we get 75s. I'm gonna take a little bit off and then hold 200 here. See if we get a larger breakdown. I can be very liberal, loose with this 200.
All right, guys, I'm seeing SGMS break down here. Was looking for reversal from 12. It could pop back up as a VWAP bounce, so I'm gonna look for a really big breakdown in this, but starting to see a little weakness.
AMD is back below the previous closing price, and the SPY is slowly heading the other way. So
Okay, I like the reversal in FLIR. I'm gonna look to try to grab it here if I can get a good pricing. It's already spiking, but let me see if I can get a good price.
I was thinking about shorting AMD again, but I've already gotten faked out twice doing it that way. Let's see what happens. Oh man, look at him. Oh, was that today? Okay. Oh man, that's cute. My son got his kindergarten graduation pictures. Oh man, he's looking good, man. You're looking good, buddy.
Look-
You showed him.
Look at SGMS. That thing cracked there at VWAP. That's what I wanted to see.
Market squeezing back below the VWAP here, team.
Yeah, starting to see some crackdown here. and look for financials to start really breaking down here.
Let's see with MU. See, this is the level that is really interesting to MU, or to AMD, but it keeps battling this level over and over and over again. It's so AMD looks less favorable than MU does, for instance. And I'm sure I'm burning up commissions today, but that's to be expected. I'm gonna jump in with 500 shares of AMD. There we go. Caught the drop. And I don't mind adding another 500 on like a small bounce up here. But the SPY itself is turning the other way, and so I'm hoping it's gonna drag tech down some with it.
Yeah, I'm seeing some drops here. CGC cracked the low there. Might want to take a look at that one, John. That one's looking nice.
Yeah, it's under that previous closing price too. I am watching that one. That one looks good.
Just looks like it held 1550 all morning and was just like, nope, can't get above it, can't get above it.
Yeah.
And that's such an easy point for buyers to step in, the $half point. So
yeah, for sure.
Usually you don't see a buyer step up there. I mean, no one wants it.
Yeah.
A good look for maybe a crackdown in Chegg here. Heading down towards the low. It's been fading all morning. Starting to see a little turn here. I'm going to look at the resorts and gambling. Resorts and casino and gambling leading the consumer cyclical sector. They're both up. One's up 2.5%. That's the resorts. Gambling up 4%. Looking for what we call a VWAP reject. So VWAP reject would be a bounce up here towards, let's say, 4170s or 4180s here for LVS.
Man, AMD broke down beautifully at that previous close I talked about. Missed it. It's alright. Alright, let me get out half of here on MU with this 500 shares. I don't mind adding back if we get a bounce up to 77s.
Looks like I just got stopped out of my Hilton position by literally 1 cent. So it happens. We could have got down to the 7150s that we originally targeted. And sometimes you will get stopped out. Didn't want to be greedy. Took some profits. And I say, was my target at least reasonable? Or was I just being unreasonable with the target?
Alright, I just added 200 shares back into MU. I'm going to keep this one pretty tight though. Just looking for a quick rejection back down on MU and a break of that low that it just formed.
DLRY cracked big there. I'm watching that one.
Yeah, I just got out of MU there. But man, AMD, remember guys, I was talking about that previous closing price in AMD. And like, look at that. Right here. I tried to catch it, but just didn't.
All right, trying to scalp a little bit here on TLRY for the next move down here. It just broke down the support there. 45. 750 is my out. I got in there at 43. In there with 200 shares. Looking for a nice crack here, guys. LVS coming back to VWAP. We'll look for a VWAP reject in that one.
I'm in a MU with 900 shares. Or no, AMD with 900 shares, sorry. Looking for the 52 level to hold. Which I don't think we're gonna get. I can let it test a little bit though. Because like ideally we want to see a rejection at the whole dollar. But we don't want to be too strict with it. There's 94s, okay, that's better.
All right, guys, looks like we're gonna get that crack. I'm gonna add right here and hold to 50. I see CGC head down towards the low, seeing the pressure on TLRY. I'm gonna try to ride this momentum down. If it pops up, let's get out immediately.
There's 91s. We want like 89s before we can take any off of this one at least. So we could let it work. We're about break even in this one. Getting the surge. Okay. 93s, there we go. There we go.
LBS,
we got 87s
rejection.
there. Just took half off, holding this other for the breakout. I'm gonna take another half, more than half off. Only holding 100 shares left, and I'm just gonna get out the rest there. So, whew, caught it. Like I said, I was looking for that whole dollar rejection right here, or that $half reject, or yeah, the $52 rejection. So I'm only down 56 bucks on the day. So I'm grinding my way back. Sorry for cutting you off, Mitch. Go ahead.
No, you're good, man. Starting to see the resorts and gaming just quickly reject VWAP there. Look at LVS's reject there. Beautiful, right off the VWAP, and just went straight back down. So I'll look for resorts and gaming to start cracking. That's MGM, LVS, CZR, Penn. There's so many in that sector that you could look to start seeing the crackdown. Yeah, CGC cracking there, guys. CGC cracking there, so I added. All right, we're gonna take majority off on this first momentum push.
I'm shorting today because the market's breaking lows, Christian, but days when the market is squeezing up, I go long. It just depends on what the market's doing most of the time. And right now the market's breaking lows.
Trying to see TLRY start heading towards 730s. Not just gonna cut it. CGC just cracked some more, so I'll look for that to continue my momentum.
Well, no, I mean, so Mitch and I have a thing where if we're getting into a trade or getting out of a trade, we want to announce that. And so if the other one's talking, we kind of just got to cut the other one off. Like I said, it's solely for if we're getting in and out of a trade, is when we usually do it. I appreciate it,
Yeah.
JJ.
At the end of the day, guys, we got 2 people on the stream, so we try to keep it not clogged up. All right, seeing a little bounce here. I might cut my TLRY.
I'm not green yet, JJ. We'll get there. We'll get there. And yeah, I think I'm just more stressed out because my size is way bigger than normal. In the last week, I made $5,000 and I've scaled up to 1,000 shares, and so it's been a pretty crazy week for me overall. And so I'm definitely more nervous, anxious, and just stressed out, I would say.
All right, guys, not getting that crackdown that I want. So instead of being kind of risky here, especially since I'm trying to scalp it, I just limited the risk there and cut the size down half. It's still in the green, so at least, I didn't lose on those shares. So I just cut it, and now I can pay attention.
Hey, appreciate the sub, Sassy. And like I said, guys, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We do this live for free. Let's try to bring that like number up to over 100. We got 85 in here right now. We got over 400 people in here. Smash that like and subscribe button. We do this live for free every single weekday morning on YouTube. And so show support for what we do here, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button, team.
Big bidder here. Let's see if we crack through him. He's at the 738s. Looks like he just got filled some. He's now to 96.
Is it realistic to try to get 2% gains every trading day on a stock like AMD? Every day, no. Sometimes, yeah.
I mean, you can have that goal.
Yeah.
It's not a bad goal.
Yeah. Sometimes hit it, but other times you're not going to. Other days you're going to lose. And it is what it is. It's just kind of part of it.
All right, seeing 41s here. That 96 on the bid is what's holding it, guys. Any cent above here now, really just going to cut it. But just giving it a chance to break that guy that's on the bid. Because if it breaks him, it can head right back down towards the low, crack that 35, the 730s real quick. So let's see what happens here. A little bounce up, I'll just get out the rest. Trying to look for other stocks so I can get into if we do start getting this downward momentum. Hilton came back to VWAP.
MU breaking lows again. It's also breaking under the whole dollar. I don't know if I want it, but I'm watching it. I think it's going to ultimately depend on what the SPY does here. I think the tech stocks have started to trend with the market at this point, and so I think if the SPY moves up, we're going to see these stocks pop up as well.
All right, let's give this TLRY a chance to crack down. CGC gave that other move back down towards the low, which was 1526. Let's see, continue momentum down. If not, just cut it. That 96 guy disappeared. It's important. He was at 38s. So I want to see when 38s come up on the bid, that's when I should see the reaction crack it. Let's see if it comes up on the bid here or it just pushes the ask up. I'm seeing some of the gaming stocks start cracking. Penn was actually still up above VWAP and starting to head towards VWAP.
Lyft has actually maintained a really strong uptrend today.
Out. I'm cutting that guy's $4 loss. It didn't just give me that momentum push, so I'll cut it. Definitely should have maybe stuck with a little bit bigger range stock like LBS. This bounce right here is what I wanted to get short in. So let's look around. Let's see what we find. Reversals starting in Chegg. Let's see what happens to that one if it just starts squeezing through 60.
Hey, I appreciate all the new subs today. Sassy, Oat, Liv, Christian, appreciate the subs, guys. Welcome. Appreciate the love, team. Alright, so the SPY is bouncing up a little bit. I might short into some of these moves, anticipating the SPY rejects. I'm looking more so at AMD than MU as the SPY bounces here. I think a big level in the SPY is right where we are now, and we might get a rejection there. I'm going to short 500 shares into AMD right here. So we get a little bit better breakdown. Small though. ask. 22,000 share order on AMD. Hey, appreciate the sub. Appreciate the sub. Alright, I'm gonna get out there. Too much strength right there. I kept it $20 loss, very small. Maybe got faked out, but market's climbing. Who thinks I'm cute? I think you're probably a dude. If you're not that, I apologize. But, you know, I think that's usually what people that do that are. Alright, the SPY is heading to a pretty strong resistance level here. If we look at the SPY, we got this level here that the SPY is edging closer and closer to. Right here, which is also a really confirmed, I got the wrong thing out, level from earlier in the day as well. This 288 level. We extend that to the left. It's a big level, so we are edging closer and closer to that. And so as we do that, I might short into some moves, anticipating a rejection there, like gonna get back in AMD here now that we are getting a rejection in the SPY there. And we'll see if this level holds or not. Just 500 shares. I'm gonna take half off there, holding 200 shares left. Caught that quick breakdown from the SPY. We're at 85s for AMD. Battling. I'm gonna get out. No, I'm still in. Down 47 bucks, pretty small still. Peloton looks to be fadey. What indicators do I use? VWAP, just manually drawn support and resistance into VWAP mostly. I'm somewhat of a purist in that regard, where I don't like using all these fancy indicators that everybody's got. I think it clouds up the screen, distracts you, and it's just ultimately worse. You know, I think VWAP, not necessarily the VWAP, but I think just one or two indicators and manual support and resistance is going to do better. It's going to do you better and be more beneficial in the market for you than any fancy indicator ever would.
Yeah, it all comes down to how long you're going to trade. I mean, if you're a momentum scalper, there's really no point in using indicators. They're lagging most of the time. If it's lagging, it's already late by the time it already tells you to get in or get out.
For sure.
So, looking for the momentum move to continue down here in Chegg. I'm going to see if it's going to break this 40s and 50s and just slap down.
I'm in 500 shares of MU. I jumped in, the market tanked here, and I'm going to see if we can get MU to hit the $0.50 at 46.50 is the goal. But I'm going to be pretty strict with this too. I'll probably keep this one a one and done trade as well. Because if I get my full
Nope.
got there. Saw the squeeze up. Spy bounced. Time to exit. Hey. You go get you a chair. I'm right in the middle of like super stressful trading. I made that $5,000 win I told you about the other day, and now I've been trading with 1,000 shares. So, you know, stressful day, but fun day nevertheless.
Nevertheless.
You're in right now with 1,000.
No, I know.
Wait. Lulu can dig. Like Lululemon?
Wait, what? Oh, look, somebody had the name Lulu, and guess who shows up over here? Guess who shows
It's
up?
like the bat signal.
Here, go get you a chair, man.
I can't. I gotta do school every time.
Yeah,
Still life.
kids are in school.
Yeah, I gotta do homeschooling.
It is what it is. You know. Yeah, who's working together? What are they saying? I'm so confused. Did she get banned? What happened? I'm lost in this chat, guys.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore it and act like I don't, you know. I don't know. No, a lot of times, like, the most funny thing we'll ever see is, like, I as a YouTuber, I post videos, and in the comment section of the videos, you get people like, great job on the trade. Trading is a very hard and stressful thing. My trading has gotten so much better once I used the skills of Dr. Harry Reid. Using his picks alone, he has helped me achieve $6,533.29 in the market. Day trading. Kindly email him here, you know. And then you'll get a bunch of people that are talking to themselves. It's all bots, right? Then you'll get somebody else. All of a sudden, 12 people comment simultaneously. I know of Harry Reid as well. He's a great guy. He helped me make $3,000 in the market. You know, like, that's what I get. If you ever see that, never do it. They're just trying to get they're just trying to get you to send them PayPal money, and you'll never get anything from them. Like, so please ignore those people. I try to ban them when I see them, but sometimes I miss them.
Jeez.
Yeah, but they're constant. They're everywhere, man. They always do the same thing too. They always make it a super specific number. It'll be like $5,333.27.5 that they've made. Hey, appreciate the sub. Whoever subbed, appreciate the love. I use my settings are -2.2. Sammy. Hey, good, nice work, Lorenzo. Nice work, brother.
Alright guys, the index here holding well and lodging. I'm looking at this stock called Stay, which is Extended Stay America. There's a couple stocks in this one that I'm looking at, guys.
I'm wearing out, y'all. This
Yeah.
homeschooling thing is tough.
Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah,
to the
especially
life.
people. I guess y'all are probably having to homeschool y'all's kids too. Our daughter Maddie, she's pretty self-sufficient, but my son is in kindergarten. It's
Yeah.
nuts.
He's
They have
6,
So
so-
much stuff to do each day. It's kind of surprising, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather him do it and not fall behind, you know.
Yeah. I mean, he's 6, so, you know.
But still, I mean, they're doing stuff. You know, they're reading and they're doing math. You know, so
Yeah.
they got stuff to do. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. I listened to the homeless guy under the bridge for my stock advice. Great idea. What do you think of Billions? Yeah, great show. Great show.
Morning, Tiny. Morning, everyone. I didn't say that.
Yeah. How rude of you.
It's still early. I don't know. Maybe I didn't sleep.
Days are bleeding together. We're home
Yeah.
every day. We haven't left in months.
And I feel like maybe I didn't sleep very well last night. I'm kind of like,
Plausible.
Groggy. I need to go get some coffee.
PayPal breaking highs, guys. Look at PayPal. Just ripped up.
Guys, just put a starter there and stay. Starter and stay.
Could you explain the trading course that's in your description? Trading course? Let me look at my description. What trading course? Oh, you mean the intro package? So like the intro package is more like, it's more like a prop firm. That's the best way I can describe it. That's what it's the most similar to, right? And so with that, you know, like for instance, the intro package is like the base package, right? It comes with a course, a demo account, access to their chat room. We're just referral partners for them. And then once you're approved, they give you a $14,000 account to day trade with, and there's no PDT rule, and you can actually short. And again, I know a lot of people hate on TradeNet. Honestly, what are the other options that are better? I don't think there's many other better options, because most new traders lose money when they first get started. Like most traders are going to lose their first few day trading accounts, right? And so if they save up thousands, they're going to lose that. It's much cheaper to just buy an intro package. You're going to get to trade a decent amount of buying power. You're going to be able to short. You're going to be able to day trade with no PDT rule. And it comes with a course and a demo account and all this other stuff. And I think that is much more favorable for a new trader when they first get started. But for some reason, traders are like, oh, you've got to go to a US regulated broker. And it's like, I get it. But at the same time, it's like the reality is most new traders are just going to lose. Like you make a new trader save up thousands and thousands of dollars. You're just going to make sure they lose thousands of dollars, like for their first experience, which is just going to end up frustrating them. It's much better, again, to just trade a small account. You'll probably lose it anyway. And to be fair, I think most traders will lose TradeNet packages as well. But it's a lot cheaper to lose them than it is to deposit money in an account that you're going to have less buying power with. It's going to be a lot harder to succeed overall. And I just think that in that regard, TAPS and TradeNet packages make a lot more sense overall with that. And so, you know, obviously we're biased because we post referral links for them. But yeah, if you want to check it out, it's the same platform we're using. You like the pitch? Hey, thank you, bro. You know, I'm getting better with it, you know. And a free Lamborghini. You know, no, just kidding. Don't take me seriously. All sarcasm, pure sarcasm. You know, the Lambo does not come. It's separate. You know.
All right, guys. I'm seeing Chegg pushing up here through 60. It could squeeze here through the 60-20s, guys.
All right, y'all.
You get a Lambo. You get a Lambo.
Yeah.
You get a Lambo. You know.
All right.
You can look for a VWAP bounce.
All right, baby.
All right. All right, y'all.
Carol's out of here, guys.
Yeah, I hope y'all have a good day.
All right. See ya. All right. Sorry, Mitch. Go ahead, bro.
VWAP bounce potential in Marriott MAR long term. Looking to see if Hilton's going to squeeze here. I've already gotten a good push here and stay. I saw 90,000 shares get in there at 74. I jumped in. Looking for the rip out through the 1095s and then 11s.
Yeah, somebody's asking about taxes. Taxes, what you want to understand is that, and this will probably answer everything else, is that when you trade with them, you're an independent contractor for them. It didn't come out. No, there's no other ones. But yeah, when you trade with them, you're an independent contractor, and so really it's an educational package. It comes with a course and all that stuff, and then they contract with you, and they make you a contractor and allow you to trade their account, and like that's how they get around everything.
All right, this is going to be big for the stock here. Chegg flipped there. You could look for a fade there. Now it rejected off the 60. You could risk right off of it if you wanted. That one's potential for sure. Looking to see if Hilton's going to spike here. If Hilton spikes, I'll probably get a spike also here and stay, and a spike here in the lodging index. But I am
1,000
seeing
shares of AMD. Sorry, bitch.
No, go for it. Nail it.
Yeah, I'm in 1,000 shares. We'll see. It just broke under that previous close, so I'm gonna look for some weakness to come in. Test the 52 whole dollar level is what I'm shooting for. Looks like I'm getting squeezed up. I'll give it one more second. I'm gonna jump out of this thing. Well, a little bit better now.
Yep, saw some buys there. That looks good for me. Lodging pushing up there. I got Wyndham Resorts leading, breaking out there in lodging. Chegg heading towards the low today. That one might just completely break down. It's been fading all day long, held a 5-minute bear flag there. Now it looks like it's heading down and going to crack that 50.
So I'm in the profits of this trade. I gotta be very strict with this trade though, and really try to take profits fast if it gets there, because there we go. Out of half. I'm holding 400 shares left, a little bit over half. But yeah, we'll see what the rest does. I'm holding 400 shares left. Probably hold the rest break even if I can. Nice. Beautiful breakdown. I'm gonna take a little bit more off here. Holding 200 shares left. Gonna let this test the whole dollar there. Hold the rest break even.
Thinking about scalping Chegg, but it's just too much with this position also. If I would go for Chegg, it would be like 59.70s.
And I'm out of AMD. Saw the bounce coming. Only down $27, so I'm grinding my way back here, and we'll see what we get. Gonna get MB ready to maybe take that. I mean, it's not illegal to trade CFDs. It's illegal for a platform that's regulated in the US to offer CFDs. And that's not completely true either, because like if you think about the Forex market, like almost all Forex market is CFD trading. And so people act like it's just this horrible thing because they're desperate to like find flaws. But like the reality is like the Forex market almost solely uses CFDs. And people act like it's illegal to use CFDs. It's illegal for a US regulated platform to offer them, is what it is. Yeah, I'm scaling up in size, guys, so bear with me. We're getting there, you know. I'm gonna jump in with 500 shares of MU here. We just broke up under a major resistance. I should have held AMD. It broke down really nicely under the whole dollar. But we're gonna keep this level here at about 77, 78 is my risk for MU.
All right, looking good for me here. If I can get 80 or 81 on the ask, I'll go ahead and I'll add some more. I'm in here at 79. It's up there to 81 and 83s. Looking for a push towards 90s.
Yeah, I'm almost there, JJ. My accuracy's on point. Yeah, it's doing all right. A little bit of a transitionary period, like I said, but that's cool. You know, we'll see what we get. Really, I'm cutting my losses pretty short.
Just added a little bit there. I want to see this lodging break out through this trend line here now. Don't want to see it to break this support line here. I want to see it push up towards this 875 here that you see. Show confirmation. Hilton breaking out would be nice too. I got Marriott starting to do the VWAP bounce that I called out a little earlier.
I'm gonna get out there, keep it pretty small. Just reach out to them and ask them gaming. You know, it's whether they're gonna offer it in your places is completely up to you, bro. You know, you're gonna have to reach out to them and ask them. Like I said, technically it's an educational package, and so like I can't tell you whether you're gonna be approved or not. It's all an educational package, you know. And so, whether they're going to approve you for the prop firm style thing, that's completely dependent on them. The way I think it works is that if you have not opened more than 2 intro packages, they'll let you sign up for another one. But that, again, it's completely up to them, and so you're gonna have to reach out to them and ask them first.
All right, guys, looking for a pullback now that Hilton's broken above VWAP. Look for a pullback to 72.10s, and I'll get in there and risk off 71.90. There you go. Got that push on lodging here towards this 875. That's what I was really looking for. The lodging index to really get a push here. I got that push. I'm seeing a WH, which is Wyndham Hotels, push through the highs, keep leading. Marriott just pushed up there, did a nice VWAP bounce. Maybe should have even played Marriott. I mean, that was a beautiful play right there. If you look that one up. Seen Hilton break out here, push up here a little bit. And that's really, I think, the one that's kind of had the earnings play. I just got an alert for space, guys. An alert for space stock. It just broke through 1985, which was my high resistance. If you guys want to take a look at that stock today.
Market's starting to turn to green here, pushed above the VWAP and the SPY, and now it's kind of edging up. So with that, I'm going to wait and to trade anything else, really.
Interesting one is Chegg. It came right back to the VWAP.
Oh. Actually, if I do trade, I might trade Uber, actually. It's squeezing up.
Yep, earnings at the end of the day.
Hey, appreciate the sub, GMO. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, sir.
Big VWAP rejection possibility in Tyson Food, which is TSN.
I got stopped out of Uber, jumped in, down 130 on the day. So I don't know. Maybe I'll hang it up and just take my first loss in a while. We'll see. I don't know. I'm trying, I'm trying to fight back, but it's been a swingy day with the big size and definitely an emotional day. I think some of the trades that I did well on, I could have just held and let it work, but I think I'm a little bit more emotional today for sure.
All right, guys, just added here. Looking like I'm getting a good squeeze, so I'm looking to add here. Good squeeze there. Put on the lodging. I'm gonna see if Hilton can get a push. That's what I want to see too. All right, lodging, keep pushing here. We're gonna add here for stay. We're looking for a pullback towards our entry, which is 80s, and we'll add some more here. Not too close to the price there. See, this push up can start really pushing stay. Marriott broke out big, went from 84.75s there to 85.50s. 75-cent move up. So we got 200,000 shares that went through at 1080, guys. 249,000 actually. You see this order right here. That's what got this push when it went to 85s. All right, traders, how we doing out there, guys? How we doing? All right, traders, let's go ahead and see what happens here and stay. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Seeing a push down a little bit there. I would like to see this lodging hold his 275s.
I'm using the Tefts platform that I was approved for with TradeNet. So the way it works is it's like a prop firm, and so there's a max loss of 700, and so they give you that $14,000 account, which is the base package. I have the pro package, which is much more expensive and comes with like a lot of other more in-depth stuff. Because again, like I said, guys, remember it's an educational package. I'm just answering questions because people are asking them. And so the base package, once you're approved and you become a contractor for them, dollar max loss on the downside. And so if you take that account and turn that 13,300 or 14,000 into 13,300, they close your account down, and that's it. And so you can always buy another account, with that said, but that's how it works basically, is that once that does happen, once you lose 13,300, once you get the value of the account down to 13,300 or more, they close you down. And so that's kind of how they work. And that is basically, even if you're in a trade, like it's not just realized, it's unrealized as well. So like if you're in a trade on that 399 account and you lose over $700 from the initial buying power, it doesn't follow you up, but you lose sorry, I'm nailing a little bit of a short here on MU. I'm only holding 250 shares. Oh, sorry, I thought my screen's up. But yeah, basically, if you go under 13,300, they close your account down. And so that's basically how it works. Is if you go under that level, they close you down. And you can always, like I said, I think you can buy up to 2, but it's always best to reach out to them and ask them. I'm just a referral partner, so it's not my platform. Like I'm just a referral partner.
All right, guys, doesn't look good for me here and stay. Might cut it here at 75. Hilton breaking down there. It's just holding towards the low, kind of playing games here. It looks like it's either going to crack down and come right back roaring. So I'm trying to hold right now to the 75. Let's see what happens here. If not, we'll take a hit, and it's fine. We should just get some momentum after this.
No, you don't owe them 700. All you're gonna pay is 399. If it goes under 700 in losses, they close you down. So in that regard, the risk reward's actually pretty solid.
Yeah, at the end of the day, guys, let's say you get into this intro account and you take 1,000 shares and you lose it in 2 seconds. I'll tell you what, it's gonna be a lot better than calling an American platform like Ameritrade and them calling you and telling you, well, we got a margin call for you if you want to trade with us. You owe us this amount of money.
Right. And that's super common too. It's not like that's uncommon.
I saw, I think it was in our off topic, some options trader guy that was trading with a lot of his money. He was down like, I think it was like $100,000 he owed Ameritrade or whatever.
Yeah, I saw one with Robinhood too. That was
yeah, you don't want to be doing that, guys.
But yeah, I mean, that's the benefit, right? And like I said, it's really beneficial for like new traders especially, because it's like new traders are going to lose a lot of the time. You're risking less. It's a lot cheaper to lose a TradeNet account than it is to lose any other account. And like a lot of people hate on them, and they get really... Trading's a very emotional thing, right? So you're going to hear people say all this bad stuff about them, but the reality is like people are usually just too immature to be able to be accountable for losing, right? Like traders lose money. It is what it is. It's much easier to blame your platform or your broker or like somebody like me on YouTube than it is for you to tell yourself, hey, like, maybe I'm just not that good of a trader, or hey, maybe I took a bunch of dumb trades. Nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants to blame somebody else, and it's just human psychology. It's tendencies of people in general. But again, I think if you look at it objectively, it's pretty favorable for a new trader. It allows you to get started for cheap, that's for sure. And so, the bundle makes a lot of sense. But of course, I'm biased because I promote them, and so.
All right, guys, taking a big swing here, guys. Hit the like always, guys. Trying to take a big swing here. Put a little bit more risk here, but let's see what happens here. like always.
No, I don't. No, I don't think you understand the difference, Jeremy, between buying power and like your max loss, right? Like, so like you can spend 14,000 on stocks, like that's your buying power. Your buying power is what you the power you have to buy, right? You have a max loss there, so you can't lose over that much. But your buying power, like you can spend 14K buying and selling stocks. You just have a max loss that you can't go over, and so the buying power is 14,000. But your max loss is 700, which again, I mean, you're spending 399, so you're almost getting twice as much anyway, you know. How long would you
That's all?
recommend?
Yeah, go ahead. How you can answer the question.
So I would recommend using a demo account specifically to find your niche and style and test stocks. You're not going to be able to emulate a real money account with a paper account. It's just not going to work that way. And so, you know, with that, you know, I think you should start to get used to using real money with very small controlled sizing early on. Because again, a lot of the time people try to emulate like real money with paper they try to emulate real money with a paper account, and it's just not the same. Like, you're going to transition and have a pretty rude awakening when you figure out that like you're trading completely different with a real account, because actual emotions are involved. No matter how much you want to act like you care about a paper account, you're not going to care about a paper account. You know what I mean? Like, nobody cares about a paper account, no matter how much they try to pretend they do. It's more so paper accounts are the most beneficial for testing strategies, building trading plans, and conditioning. You know, that's what they're good at. But I wouldn't take 500 shares on paper and move over to 500 shares in real. You're just going to lose a ton of money, you know. But it's all subjective as well. I mean, that's the reality.
All right, guys, big important part is going to be if we can get a bounce here and kind of my stock, a push up in Hilton above the VWAP. If that breaks 71.83s on the downside, this could go down straight down. So I can't get some Hilton short to kind of hedge this bet, but it could break down, and that would probably break down my stay also.
Oh, if you're talking about the TradeNet demo, yeah, I mean, I think you only get it for a few weeks, number one, and I think it's more so meant to learn, to learn the platform, which is recommended, I think, as well. If you're gonna trade there, you got to learn the platform beforehand.
Yeah, you just gotta get comfortable.
Yeah.
So I would say until you're comfortable, whatever that may be.
I'm in with 500 shares of MU, just giving everybody a heads up. Mitch is in bigger sizing than me right now, so I'll leave him up a little bit.
Yeah, guys, taking a big share swing here. Might get stopped out here at 73s, but taking a swing. Hilton is going to be big here. Also keeping an eye on Chegg. Keeps that 5-minute consolidation on the 15-minute. It's been an hour straight sideways. Whichever one this way is heading, I think is going to be big.
Yeah, no worries, Jeremy. No stress, brother. Yeah, you're good, man.
Hilton heading down there, bid down to 71. Got to really be careful here.
Yeah, I mean, Forex is just a different market, man. Like I said, most Forex's platforms are on CFDs as well. It is what it is. Like, the reality is, the big question is whether they're going to pay out. Like, that's the big thing you want to ask.
Not liking that the lodging is going straight down there. So, going to give this a really tight stop here.
Yeah, I got out of my MU trade. We bounced a little bit too much for me. Market's sideways, which is where I'm down $86, so very small day. After commissions, it's probably at least a little over 100, but I've got the room now for sure.
All right, guys, let's see if this wants to hold this downward trend line here and the support. Support right there at 867.96. Let's see if it swings right back up. If not, we'll probably just have to cut our trade. It's Hilton breaking down, so not really feeling too confident, but just holding to the plan. That pop up, normally I wouldn't be even opposed to kind of hedging right there for Hilton. I would have got short somewhere at 72.05, 72, and then you could hold with like a $10 risk. If it comes down, it'll probably cover this loss. If not, it would go right back up. But just didn't have the buying power there to do that.
Alright, so I got out of most of my MU shares, making a little bit. I'm only down $30 on the day, $32. I'm holding 200 shares left, and I'll probably get out the rest break even there. But I'm definitely burning up some commissions today, which is what I really got to get used to here. I'm gonna get out here, break even. So down $38 on the day, so very small. The market is actually tanking down here, which should be.
Yeah, doesn't look good.
Market breaks lows, I might scalp into that as well. But yeah, you guys can see down 38 on the day. Still watching the market, we'll see what we get.
So one thing for reversals that I would look at, I know Jeremy talked about Disney rejecting today. So I look at 15 minutes and 1 hour chart. I want to look at the 1 hour chart, create a huge resistance. I want to see double tops on the 15 minutes. You're starting to see that up there at the top there at 104.45. So I would look for, at the very minimum, for it to come back up somewhere up there to 104s, 120, 104.20s. All right, guys, about to get out here. It looks like stay is about to break down. I did get a bounce here in lodging, so I'm trying to hold to 73, but if not, we'll just cut it. We take a bigger hit today, so be it. Try to take a bigger share size position. That's what's happened. All right, about to close, guys. I'm out. Took a big hit there. Stock's crashing there. Yeah, if I would have hedged with the Hilton, I could have got about 30, 40 bucks back right there. So let's see what happens here. We'll see what I get into. See if I take another trade. Definitely having an off week, but hey, that happens.
They happen.
Tom's been doing better. Big momentum crack there, at least for stay.
Let's see if the market can squeeze down, break some lows here. Red to green, chow on the trading machine. I'm trying, man. I don't know. I might hang it up, but. You know, $38 down day is not too shabby. When we really consider it. Oh, also, guys, the Trade Ideas test drive is coming up as well. Let me see. Let me find it. Yeah, the Trade Ideas test drive is coming up in 4 days. So on May 11th, you can try out Trade Ideas for 2 weeks for less than $9, I think. I think it's like $8.99. And so, yeah, you can try it out for a full 2 week period. To put it into perspective, like on my account, I'm paying $118 roughly a month, right? And so with that, being able to try them out for $9 for 2 weeks is a ridiculous deal, like a great deal. And so if you want to check that out, I'll post this link. It's a good way to help support our channel as well here. Yeah, I'm North Houston, Jeremy. But yeah, there's the Trade Ideas.
Got a respike in lodging. I'm gonna leave it alone.
What's up, Hero? What's up, dude? How long did you study day trading before you began? I studied it for about 4 weeks, a month maybe, and then I lost about $4,000, you know? Not when I first got started, not very long, but again, granted, this was like 3 years ago, and so, you know, I think the more time you study, the less money you'll lose at first, and I know how it is. Like, I know you watch people trade, and you really want to get your feet wet quickly doing it, and like, I get it. It looks, you know, trading's one of those things that just kind of wraps you in, right? But I definitely recommend taking a little while. Like, when I mean a little while, I mean like 4 months at least of just pure studying, paper trading, and learning before you deposit any money. Because again, it's just one of those things that takes a long time. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not something that you're just going to immediately pick up and do well. At least barely anybody does, and I'm sure there's a tiny, infinitesimally small percentage of people that just pick it up and immediately start just killing it in the market. But again, I think that number is so small that I'm just going to pretend it doesn't exist. And with that said, I think you got to just take it slow and just try to slow down with it, because again, it's one of those things that is not a get-rich-quick scheme whatsoever, and it's going to take a long time to really learn how to do it successfully. And I think if you get too impatient with it, you're just going to end up losing much more money than you need to. And so, you know, it is what it is. That's the best advice I can give anybody, is just to take it very slow and understand kind of how it really is, not what all the gurus try to make you believe it is. Penny stocks, in my opinion, are also a lower percentage play. A lot of times they're what's advertised to new traders more often is penny stocks, but again, penny stocks are less consistent, less reliable, harder to trade, more risky. And, you know, obviously it's just my subjective opinion on it, but, you know, that's my take on it. And so, you know, do your own research in that regard. But I think penny stocks are kind of the cool kids, the cool way to trade. Like, penny stock videos and streams are going to get more views than me. But again, I think that's usually just marketing, and they try to wrap you in with it. So if you have an Android, Jeremy, if you have an Android, Jeremy, they have a Tefs app that allows you to trade. Again, though, it has to be an Android. And listen, like, I'm a programmer. I know a lot of people are really critical of that. But as a programmer myself, I understand it, because it's two different languages. An Android is actually done in Java, I believe. And an iPhone is done in Swift, right? And so with that, it's two different languages. In order to get both, unless you're using something like React Native, in order to get both apps on both types of OSs, you would need either two different programmers or a programmer that knows both Swift and Java, which, you know, some programmers do, but it's definitely going to be a lot more expensive overall.
All right, guys, looking to try to get long here in Etsy. What's up with the overall market? Let's see this. It's looking good here.
How about that UFC this weekend? Everybody watching it? I know I am. Gotta watch that thing, man.
Chag heading to the low. could crack down that 49.46. I think this one on the daily chart, if this one cracks there, it's probably looking like it's trying to make up half of the gains that it did. So we'll see what happens with that one.
What's your thoughts on growing a $200 account? I mean, you're not going to. A lot of people try to get in as cheap as possible, and I think that like, listen, I know how people are advertised, right? Like I know penny stock gurus are like, hey, I took $500 and turned it into $30,000 within 2 months. You know, buy my course, I'll show you exactly how I did it. Yada yada yada. It's all nonsense. The reality is, it's almost impossible to grow a $200 account into any significant amount of money, unless you're trading options, and even then, it's going to be incredibly difficult. You know, and so I think if you're going to try to get started, you need to spend that $200 on like a demo account to trade with, or like you know, something like that, right? I don't think you should try to deposit it and grow a $200 account. I know that might be more than anybody has, and that might be like what people have, and I get it. But I think if that's the case, you should just save up and not risk. I mean, you're just gonna end up losing it, you know. And it's gonna be very quick, and you're not gonna gain that experience that you really want. And so, you know, I think that you got to just take it slow and understand that, you know, it's not a get rich quick scheme, and it's not something that you can just take a $200 account and just turn it into $1 million. It's not like that. I wish it was. If it was like that, everybody would do it. You know, even if it took years, if you could turn $200 into $1 million, everybody would do it. You know, but the reality is, you know, I would say it's gonna take you learning to trade with a small account, and then once you actually put in consistent profits, more probably either depositing, you know, thousands into it and then trying to grow that, or just saving up 25K and then doing that. You know, I think that's the more reasonable way to approach the market. And so I think if you take a $200, you know, account and try to grow it, you're just gonna lose it. Would go long for Tony Ferguson? Yeah, me too. I think Tony's going to. I don't know, man. The problem is Gaethje has vicious leg kicks, man. Just vicious leg kicks. What's up, Kimberly? It happens. Am I missing some chats? I always gotta go to live a chat or... What? How much is it? 400. Okay.
So this one?
Chag,
What do you want?
look at that break.
Well, I mean,
Guys, Chag broke
so
down.
there's this one, but I think it's gonna be too small.
Yeah, it's alright.
I mean, what do you think? Because this one we could get like a top to it, but it's 8 feet and then 30 inches deep. So like it's
Get the deeper one.
well, it's only 6 inches deeper,
I know, but it's 15 foot.
but it's another.
Yeah, it's twice as big.
But
Okay.
this one doesn't have a cover to it.
Oh, well then what are we gonna do?
Well, we'll have to figure it out. I mean,
Do they sell a cover separately? Sorry, we're looking for above ground swimming pools. Yeah, I mean, Lulu, but so here's the thing you want to understand, Lulu, is that it's actually preferable to start with a small account, but you also want to understand that you're still probably going to lose that small account, right? And so, you know, that's just kind of how trading goes. You're going to lose for at least a few years, at least 6 months to a year minimum, I would say. And of course, there's outliers. It's probably not going to be anybody. If you think you're going to be the outlier, you're probably wrong, because it's nothing against you. It's just, I would say 99% of people lose money, and you have to be okay with that. It's an unrealistic expectation to just jump in and just start making money. The reality is, it's going to take 6 months to a year minimum to learn, and you'll probably lose money that entire time. And so with that said, I wouldn't have any reservations, or I wouldn't have any hopes of taking your first account and just starting to make money and pay your bills with it. That's not a realistic expectation. I would only trade your first account with anything you're okay with losing. And again, try to understand that almost everybody loses money in the beginning. It's like a skill that you're building, right? So it's like, yeah, you're gonna lose man, sorry guys, I can't talk. You're gonna lose money for months, if not years, but once you actually learn how to be consistently profitable, that'll be a skill you'll have for the rest of your life, right? That'll be a skill that you've invested time into. It's a good analogy is like poker. You don't jump into poker and just start making money. You're probably gonna get your butt handed to you a few times, right? And that's okay, because once you learn, if you learn, you'll be good. And you might not learn. You might just not have it in you to do it, and everybody's got to seriously consider that. But once you do learn, if and when, that'll be a skill you'll have for the rest of your life. It's kind of like getting a college degree, and that's why they describe losing money in the beginning as paying your market tuition, because almost everybody does it, and it's somewhat of a necessary thing, because losing money in the beginning is going to teach you risk management. And so they have a cover.
I mean, I found it's a different kind of cover.
Just make sure it fits the size.
Well, it's the same size, and it's basically it sits in the pool and it'll heat the pool.
I know, but is it the exact dimensions of the pool? It has to be.
Yeah, it's 15 feet.
About, okay.
It's just, it sits on top, so like.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Yeah, alright.
That's on your card.
440. Alright. Sorry, my wife's buying a above ground swimming pool.
Just a little, like a.
It's like a 15-footer.
For the kids. Since we're gonna be home anyways.
Yeah.
Give them something to do.
Yeah.
She's smart. She's putting the pressure on you while you can't really focus.
Yeah, I'm busy. So she's coming up to me like, yo,
Yo,
what's
like
up?
sign here,
Let me get
John.
this. Yeah.
And,
Sign this. Real quick, hurry up. Yeah, that's all right.
Smart woman right there.
Mitch says you're smart. You come to me when I'm busy and you're like, hey, buy this. But now we talked about it. I told her she could.
Yeah.
It's like a sixth sense.
Yeah, she knows. She's like, oh, John's busy. Let me go ask him to buy stuff. Yeah, whatever.
No, we've been saying that we were gonna do this though, especially being stuck at home.
Yeah.
And like the kids, especially kids, you can't be cooped up inside all day. It's just not good for you. It's not good for you mentally and physically. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Your guy's about to get stopped out. It's the last trade of the day.
Yeah, me too.
Red day for me, but hey, it happens.
You're done trading.
Can't stress it.
Yeah. But yeah, with that, guys, like I said, you want to use our platform, I'll post this link. We got a few people
Just got
asking about
squeezed
it.
out, guys.
If you work full time, is it feasible to get started? I mean, you could always do it from your phone.
Just actually looking earlier to long this one. Saw the momentum of the SPY holding there for a little bit. Just really not reading the momentum right. Not trading good this week, but that happens.
I've been trading for about 3 years. I'm slowly turning a profit. It takes years. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, don't stress it, bro. With that said, we're going to close it down, guys. So good luck. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. We do this live for free every single weekday morning on YouTube. So if you haven't already, we do this live every single day. Hit that sub button if you can. Hit that like button if you can. And buy my course. You can buy a pool, and we'll put it next to the Lamborghini. It's got to be an orange Lamborghini, though. Specifically orange, Or is it even real? It's not. It's not real unless it's orange. It's got to be an orange Lambo. We also have to order a bunch of prop money and then just have stacks. Just ball out of control with fake eBay money. But yeah, guys. With that said, good luck, team. We'll see you guys next time. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you guys. As always, good luck in the markets. And have a good day, guys.